Our 5 Young Farmer Achievement Award finalists are, from Pulaski County, Larry and Darlene Flutterer. From Clark County, Ted and Dana Huber. From Warwick County, Brad and Kim Spiker. From Grant County, Steve and Mary Comr. And from Porter County, Tim and Laura Stoner. Our first Young Farmer Achievement Award finalists are from Porter County near Couts, Tim and Laura Stoner.
It seems like the busiest time in the firewood season is also the busiest time on the farm, and it's the fall.
Harvest is on the minds of every farmer during the warm days of October. When you are Tim Stoner, you also have to think about accommodating your customers. You see, Tim owns a firewood and wood products enterprise in addition to his 300-acre crop farm.
It also represents probably an acre of farm ground to every 1 face cord I sell, is in terms of, real return on my dollar. So, if I can sell 500 face cords of wood, that's about 500 acres of farm ground. And we'll sell close to 800 face cords this year.
Stacks of firewood paint the landscape here. Wood that might have ended up in a landfill.
Most of this wood we get here would be wood that would otherwise be landfilled. And we also provide, and by taking away that opportunity, we get the wood and we can turn it into a marketable product.
Tim's goals are to double his crop acres and to double his face cords within 5 years. He admits it's going to take a little luck to reach that target.
It's going to take a willingness of an older farmer or someone who owns 500 acres to give Laura and I an opportunity.
Laura helps around the farm when she's not working as a home economics teacher. Her career enables her to educate children about farming and our food production system.
One student asked, and I shouldn't have been surprised, she asked, do different kinds of cows give the different percentages of milk? Like is there a cow that gives 1% and a 2%? So we had a little lesson on how milk comes to the store, and there are those opportunities. In each one of those classes, except the interpersonal, we will talk about nutrition and diets and food. So there's always an opportunity there for me to share information about the farm with the kids.
Helping with the farm, running the household, and teaching.
No, it's not easy. Because sometimes it feels like I have 3 careers: farm wife, housewife, and teacher.
Now I can get away with it. I could say, well, I'm tired,
I'm so tired.
I'm out feeding the world. I don't have time for this menial, sweeping the floor stuff,
So when he says he's feeding the world, I say, okay, honey, I've just educated the next generation. Don't give me any more of that.
Next, we go to the town of Fairmount in Grant County to visit Steve and Mary Comr. It's a reflection of a year's worth of hard work, the fall harvest. The test of proper crop management, effective use of time and resources is now graded as crops pour in.
This corn's coming out around 22. If it's any indication, our first field went about 192 dry and about 23% moisture.
Steve Comr and his family are on the fly during the busy season at their grain farm. Shelling corn, as well as other duties, is a team effort.
I guess I feel like we're pretty efficient. We've got, we haven't got a lot of people working on the farm. It's primarily my father and myself. My mother helps full-time in the spring and fall. And we seem to be fairly efficient in that way.
For Illinois and Indiana today, and much warmer. Time ranging from near 70.
In the trials of farming, Steve finds answering trick questions, like how to manage the weather, is nearly impossible.
Weather reports are just, to me, I almost don't even want to look at the weather anymore. Because if you plan around it, if you work extra late one night because it's going to rain the next day. Inevitably, it won't rain.
Mary Comr is also on the fly. Day in and day out, she hits the road to Purdue University, nearly 60 miles one way, where she's studying for a PhD in electrical engineering.
My area, my specific area, is digital image processing. So I do research in developing algorithms for things like image compression. I don't know if you've read about that with the new high-definition television and digital satellite systems.
The Comers have their sights set on expanding their acreage when land becomes available. When Mary earns her degree, she hopes to land a job in Indianapolis. Meanwhile, they'll take each day, one at a time, and try to keep up with the fast pace.
Yeah, it's difficult. Mainly, the thing I have the hardest time with is the time I lose. The actual driving isn't so bad, but the time I lose, it's a lot of time that I could be doing other things.
It's just the desire to be out here and farm. I mean, I say we can set our hours, yet in the spring and fall we'll work a lot of 14, 16-hour days, and we just about have to do it.
Next, we'll take you to Elberfeld in Warwick County to visit with Brad and Kim Spiker.
To me, there's just nothing like it. I can't think of any other job where as the seasons change, your jobs change, and we just enjoy being outside, and I can't think of anything I'd rather do.
Brad has a few jobs on the side to keep a steady income. You might call him Mr. Fix-It, refusing to hire anyone for a job he can do himself.
My father instilled that in me from the time I was a little bitty kid. He said, well, there's nothing we can't do if we set our mind to it, and that's pretty much the way it was. And anything that needed to be done, we'd set about doing it, and you wouldn't stop till it got done.
He just has no free time because we do, he has all the other side businesses, and it seems like there's always some place to go with the trencher, or there's something to be fixed.
Come on, Dad.
That same work ethic is being passed along to their son Bryce, who at the age of 4 is eager to climb into the combine and work alongside Dad.
Our bedroom window has to overlook the field and the edge of the woods back there, so I can watch the deer in the field.
On the horizon are plans to tear down this old place and build a new home.
It's going to happen this year. I'm going to take the doze ripper, and if I don't do anything else, I'm going to dig a big hole.
They've had those dreams for years, and every time they have enough money, Brad might spend it at an auction or buy new ground to farm.
We've talked about building the house for like 3 or 4 years now. So that has happened several times. We'll think, well, we'll wait and save more, and it would be better off.
I'll find a new scheme way if I can make a little money using, spending some of our money, so then out it goes.
Kim and Brad say the future will be built here if they can keep up on technological advances and afford to expand their 625 acres. It's a lifestyle which Kim can't imagine trying to live any way else.
Farmers are more caring, more honest, I'm sure that's not always the case, but it seems the majority of the farmers, they care about each other, and it's like you're all in it together.
Next, we go to Clark County near Borden to visit with Ted and Dana Huber. Ted sees the fruits of his labor each day.
Apples is one of the biggest crops that we have. It's one of our most important crops. It's our biggest money maker here on the farm. Apples also one of the most labor-intensive things we have.
Farm fresh from the tree where quality started months ago. From the weeding out of weak stock to the maturing of the fruit and careful picking to make sure it doesn't suffer bruising.
As they're picking the apples, they're bringing them right over in here, filling these bins up, and as soon as they're filled, they'll be taken out of here and put onto a wagon and hauled into the cold storage, which will be dropped down to 32 degrees as quick as possible.
The process doesn't stop there. In fact, it is just starting. The apples are then packaged as fresh fruit, pressed into cider, or peeled for pies. All items are sold here, where shoppers come to enjoy seeing an orchard in production and a host of other attractions.
Hi, how's everybody doing today? Great. Okay, now where's this group coming from?
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati. Well, we're very happy to have you here. My name is Dana Huber, and I just wanted to tell you a little bit about our farm and tell you about all the things that you can do here today.
Thousands of people visit Huber Orchards and Winery each year.
There's more to do here than just one visit per year, and they start learning about the farm and the different things that we have to offer. So I think that is definitely a drawing card for us, and people are excited. It gives them a reason to come out more often and visit the farm.
Generations of Hubers have built this into a successful farm. This generation hopes to uphold the responsibilities bestowed upon them to keep the tradition alive.
Once you have something, that's just part of it. It's maintaining it and keeping it to the quality that the consumers want to have.
We want to be able to pass the business on 6 more generations. Whatever it takes is what we're going to do in order to get the business from my generation to the next generation, and hopefully have it laid out enough and strong enough so the next generation get it passed on to the next generation.
Finally, we travel to Pulaski County. Larry and Darlene Flutterer live in Francisville. Larry believes if you like what you do, then you'll be successful. He enjoys farming with his father. It just so happens he is also successful running another business, a car locator service.
I really love what I do. I love the farming. I love this type of season where it's time to bring in the harvest. And then after it's in, I'm ready to go back to the car deals and catch up.
So when he's not working on the farm, he's tending to his customers, tracking down vehicles and sales leads around the state.
We'll get everything ready to go to the auction, or if we just brought one back, an exec car, we'll clean it out. If it's got some spots, carpet, shampoo them out, just get it ready for delivery.
The business is a unique service to the community, which hasn't supported a traditional automobile dealership for years. While Larry is scouting the state in search of a specific model for a customer, Darlene works in the office, keeping the books up to date.
Well, I'm pretty much just the one that kind of fills in the gaps, so to speak. I pretty much take care of the book work and try to keep things up to date and rolling. I go up to the farm too some and run the combine or whatever they need me to do. I pretty much try to, if they can trust me with it, I pretty much try to do what I'm asked to do.
The Flutterers agree rural living is a perfect lifestyle for raising their child, Riley.
You just got to raise them what you feel is best, and just got to show a little trust in them, and then they'll go the right way. They'll know.
And if Riley wants to farm or help become the next top salesperson in the car locator business, Larry says that's just fine.
I think it's important to keep the communication and the love open in your house, and my dad has always given me the opportunity to pursue what interested me, whether it was returning to the farm or not. I pursued my college education, and that opportunity to get off-farm work was always there.